So the majority of your R2 appointments are, you don't cold call. These are like hot leads that you're getting.
Hot leads, yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so that's how you build that over time. So, hey, Lauren, so you're on a Zoom here with people from all over the world, literally, and you got to walk across stage and special recognition at family reunion. So everything must be going great and you never have any problems. Is that fair to say?
That is definitely not fair to say. As the Market Center grows and as you know, the Market Center evolves and grows, the problems are just different problems. You know, now we're 600 agents, and we at the start of this year started feeling kind of that retention problem. You know, it was growth, everything's great, profitability. And now, you know, we're seeing that. So we're addressing, you know, what are our onboarding systems? What are our retention systems? You know, what can we be doing to make sure that all the agents are feeling the love or getting into production? So there's always going to be problems. So
how do you adjust to those problems though and continue to grow into the 30s with cappers every month? What allows you to do that?
Definitely the team. So that's definitely the team, the leadership team here, and that's definitely just leverage in general to the team. So again, as kind of standard KW, I, the team leader, and not necessarily involved in retention. And when I say I'm not involved in retention, that doesn't mean I'm not speaking or trying to retain, like speaking to or trying to retain my agents. It means I'm not managing that system or making sure that that's running. I have my MCA is doing that with our director of agent services and market center tech trainer. They're doing majority of the retention, but they're letting me know, hey, here's a list of people that we need you to call. Okay, so they're giving me the task that I need to do, and I don't have to worry about that. So I think that's key to trusting those people that those activities are getting done.
Yeah, you actually just brought up a memory I had when I was a team leader that my MCA would give me a list of people to call every week. Yeah. Like this person's having trouble with their marriage, this person's, and I would just make those care calls.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's important because your team is your eyes and your ears in the market center. And you can't physically handle everything. And that's a big problem for me. I'm a perfectionist personality. I want to solve every problem. As I've been in this role, again, identifying what are the problems I need to solve, and then what are the problems that need to be solved, but by other people. That's been a learning curve for me. And I think that's probably where I've had the most growth is leverage, and things are going to not go perfectly, but your team has to kind of learn those leverage lessons. As long as you're giving them ownership of those tasks, they're going to learn that if something doesn't go wrong, then they're responsible for that, you know? And I think that's been important.
So what questions do you guys have in what you're hearing, or even ahas about what you're hearing over and over? Because there's some definite patterns into what she's saying. What ahas are you guys coming up with?
I see Yenner has his hand raised. Hi.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Hello, very nice meeting you. Thanks for having us. We're participating from Turkey together with two of my colleagues, Ms. Simge and Gülçin. They are here. So I don't know if you mentioned or not, but we watched you having the rewards, Lauren, during the FR in Orlando. So as a black belt winner, what kind of follow-up systems methods have you been using so far on the way to net? As far as I remember, 169 agents last year, right?
Yeah.
So this is a great number, and our market center is as big as around 300 people. So now we're getting closer to 400 people in a couple of months. But is there any kind of very special follow-up systems or methods on the way to net such amount of agents last year?
So if we're talking net, do you mean like once they're on board, like what are our retention systems, or do you mean from like a recruiting appointment to onboarding? Like which follow-up do you want to hear?
The second one, actually, in terms of follow-up, how do you track that amount of appointments right after you have that appointment? How do you make them join the company?
Yeah, so this has evolved over time. I am now, thanks to Lady, who's my cyberbacker on this call, I'm now using Command MC mostly to track my appointments. And this is where, again, we're going to have to scale, and I'm going to have to get Fanny, kind of my co-team leader, her appointments in, and then all the new agents and KW prep people that, again, I'm not handling all of those. So now we are in Command. Previously though, and kind of when I came into Woodbury, which was about 120 agents, so a little bit smaller, and I was grossing 10 or 12 per month, so not what we're doing now. I was using a spreadsheet. I was using the like standard KW pipeline tool where you put all your appointments on for the month and you rank their likelihood to come on board. And I was really doing that. And then me and my MCA have actually always had a shared spreadsheet of who actually she has onboarded. So if I meet someone and they were doing paperwork, I'll add them to that spreadsheet. And then my MCA will highlight them a certain color once she has onboarded them. So that way, when my OP is like, how many are we gross today? There's always that joke that the team leader thinks they're gross 15 and the MCA is like, no, we're only 5. So we're communicating that way over that spreadsheet. And again, I was pretty Excel oriented in terms of when I was doing fewer appointments. Now, because I have to leverage more, and I am leveraging more, it is Command MC. So my cyberbacker is when she sets appointments for me. So now I, again, as of like the past 30 to 60 days, have someone calling and setting appointments for me. She's entering all the contact information, and then after the appointment, I'm moving them over appropriately to like appointment held, or coming on in the join-in process, and I'm adding my notes to that contact from the appointment. So that's the work that I'm now doing for follow-up. And she is also setting up, and me and my Market Center Tech trainer are setting up smart plans as follow-up as well. So there's going to be just some automated messaging around Keller Williams going out to people that I've met with, and going out to people that maybe she spoke to, set an appointment, didn't show, rescheduled. So we're working out those automated systems. But in all honesty, for the past year, or even since I've been with Keller, it's been pretty manual, looking at a spreadsheet. Who do I feel is like a warmer meeting or a warmer lead that I need to call or invite them to a training, and things like that. So it was manual and now is more automated.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other, Hussein, I see you have a question.
Yes. So my question, you said like when you started the first 6 months was like more of learning and, figure out what you need to do. So what was the time like you starting getting the results of bringing the recruits, and what was like the month looks like for you? Did you bring like only 5 or 7 and then you start claiming up?
Yeah. So I guess I'm kind of like a freak of nature. I brought in 10 in like my first month, like with Keller. So for me, the work was always on the R2s and the market share. Like that's always where. So again, I brought in, it was 10 my first month in December. Again, I don't remember the exact numbers, but I was consistently hitting 10. I think one month I hit 9 and my OP was not happy about it. So that was probably like, I think like maybe like March or April, a couple of months after, because that's like unacceptable in his world to not gross 10. But I think I got my first capper, let me see if it came on in December, maybe like March or April. So it took a little time to get the R2s. And then towards the end of that year, again, I had gotten a few more cappers and my first like indie, which really was like a small team. So the end of my first year was when the R2s were more consistent. Like every month I was in conversations, I was bringing them on, they were referring people. So I think for me, that was the work. But the gross 10 for the newer agents was never really a big challenge for me personally.
And you were doing all these calls by yourself, right?
Yeah, in my first market center, it was just me. Yeah. But again, it was me plus my agents that were helping me, So again, like it was literally people walking in my office, helping schedule appointments, giving me warm leads. So again, it was me, but it was not just me. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What other questions do we have out there for Lauren at this point?
Yeah, I think Simj has her hand up. I see. Hi.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Thank you again for having us here. Me, Yener, and Gülçin is also here from Turkey. We will be having a team leader mastermind next week in our FR. So yes, I also have a question for you, Lauren. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
And you just mentioned about some command smart plans, which is also very important for us. And as you know, many market centers and team leaders, we actually invest adequate time and energy and resources into lead generation, but few of us, sometimes we don't take the necessary step when it comes to lead follow-up. So can you give me some more detail about what type of smart plans you actually use? How frequently do you touch the people that you're trying to recruit or your new agents?
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of smart plans, so I leveraged the creation of smart plans to my market center tech trainer. I was kind of like, I basically sent him like a template of a follow-up email or an email out to a recruit that they're maybe like, I'm not ready to meet yet, but could you send me a little bit about Keller Williams? I kind of have this standard template that I actually got from a KW agent in New Jersey. So I got this from someone else, so I did not create it. And it has a little blurb about profit share, referral network, the divisions, cat models at the top. So, and then I kind of took that as a template for my smart plans. And then my market center tech trainer basically made, so I'm almost basically doing like an 8x8, once per week. I'm doing a touch. We're integrating, and we're still working on these. So this is not like, I've been doing this for a year and this is the results. This is something that we've more recently added into our recruiting systems. There's text messages and phone call follow-ups in addition to the emails that are going out. So yeah, I mean, and that can pretty much go to anyone, because even if you met with someone, let's say you had an appointment, let's say they're an R2, I mean, I'm going to always follow up with a phone call, again, either later that week or the following week, just to see where we're at. I've been pretty aggressive with like sending offers. I do use offers for the R2s. And again, and this is where you have to kind of know your market and know your competition and what you have to offer to get them to come. But I'll send that offer. So then again, it's a follow-up. Hey, did you receive that offer? Let's get on a call or get on a Zoom to review it. Or what in that offer, what can I change in that offer to make you come over right now? Like, what would I have to, and I'm not afraid to ask that question, because what do we have to lose? They're not coming. So if we don't offer it, so might as well find out what that is. And I've actually utilized that. I know we're kind of getting a little off topic from smart plans, but I think this is key to the follow-up for R2s, because that's really what it's coming down to, is the follow-up is around, what do they need to make the move here? I've used like almost like a reverse offer scenario too, like put in an email everything that you would want to see from me. Like, you tell me what you want. Because a lot of times I was finding, and this was more so in Long Island, I was like over offering. I was giving too many things away, when a little bit of cat management or a little bit of spending a little money on marketing for them would have done the trick. You kind of put them up on the pedestal that, oh, they're never going to move unless you give them, a huge cash signing bonuses like these other companies. But if they're the right fit for Keller, that's not really the case. So I utilize that offer as the touch and kind of the follow-up and the response. I'll use KPAs as well. Again, after I don't KPA everyone I meet with, but after if it's a capper, and I'm trying to kind of continue the relationship, continue the meetings, I'll say, I know you're hiring a lot of people. We have this amazing tool for your team. I know we have this amazing tool. It's called a KPA. It's a personality test. So the results are really accurate and they're really fun to review. Do you want to take that? And then we can go. So I'm always looking to just kind of, my follow-up is trying to find ways to continue the conversation and continue the relationship. So KPAs, the offer letters, KPAs, and then just pretty much weekly, again, if it's a really kind of hot lead of someone that I met with that I think is going to be coming on board, it's that. And then everyone else goes into, well, right now we're doing the smart plans where it's just more automated, where it's one touch per week, at least, from me.
There's a good question in here too. It says, Lauren, in a typical week, what is the percentage? And And come on here and tell me your name again. So it's how do I say your name again?
It's you have to close your nose and say João.
João.
That's how it's
okay.
exactly. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right.
Thank you, Lauren. So the question is, so what's the time allocation into growth and consulting your top 20 ALC and the committees, and then the training and all the meetings with the staff and leadership and all that? So can you go walk me through in a typical week? What does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to? I can really share my calendar. Would that be beneficial for everyone right now? Would you like to see
Awesome.
that? Okay.
That would be great. Thank you.
I don't know. I might be giving away the house here, but
well, thank you for being transparent.
Of course. So this is an example. Ooh, 1 second. Of my calendar, and this was actually a little bit of a different week because I have 2 kids at home and I had to do mommy duty in the morning. So I actually started my day Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week a little bit later, which is not normal. So normally I'm in the office at 8:30, and that's my time to answer emails, do whatever I need to do to prep for the day. So I don't have any blocks on the calendar for that. This is my huddle. Again, that's blocked off. I think one of the things that I do is I kind of overblock my time, even though I know I said my huddle is only going to last, 10 to 15 minutes. I blocked 30 minutes for that. So now I've kind of gained back. Everyone's like, how do you, handle the Gata minutes and this and that? I overblock my time. So that was that. I do block lead generation, but as you can see, I do overbook that with recruiting appointments, which now I have a cyberbacker, so I can do that a little bit. So this is a huddle. This is a huddle with my cyberbacker. This was an R1 recruiting appointment. This S2L was a conversation around the dependent model with that. So that's me now speaking to a vendor to see if there's something that's going to be good for my office. Let me see here. This was an R1 recruiting appointment. Growth call happened to be canceled this week, so we didn't have that. This was, sorry, I had 5 recruiting appointments on Monday. This is a recruiting appointment. This is a team leader mastermind for my region. Recruiting appointment, phone call to a capper. So I'm very time blocked, as you can see. And then just to tell you, so I didn't have any coaching or anything with my top 20. I'm trying to think. This here was something with what was with my top 20%. I mean, again, my recruiting is mostly my time blocks, but my top 20%, they get everything in between. They're the ones knocking with the questions and need things. So yeah, I'm pretty booked up. This was a very busy week. Right. So this is an example of my schedule, though, so.
Thank you for sharing. So mostly recruiting and growth is the big chunk of the time, right? Growth
is the blocks. But like I said, my agents get a lot of the other time. I'm going to happy hours with them. They're inviting me to networking events. So and then a lot of that stuff might not be on my calendar. Again, phone when I'm on the train ride in, I'm speaking to them on the phone. So a lot of that is probably not as scheduled or blocked as it's supposed to be, but it is happening in between those recruiting appointments.
So Lauren, what I didn't see in there is handling the drama of the office.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen here, so it's fine.
So I'm sure there is still drama in the office.
Of course.
Who is dealing with the bulk of that?
Yeah, so Fanny is our broker, and she handles broker issues. So that's a good part of the drama. So that's leveraged off to her. And then I am made aware of things. Again, I don't know if you guys have heard, and I learned this from Mark King, kind of like the analogy of like the health of a tree. If it's a leaf issue, I don't even want to know. If a leaf falls off a tree, it doesn't matter. No one needs to, I don't need to know about that, those leaf issues. Then if it's like something that's going to affect the branch, that's something that my team can handle, but they can let me know after the fact. Versus something that's going to kind of cut the trunk of the tree off is something that I need to be brought into immediately. So yeah, I think we kind of follow those. And my MCA is really good at protecting my time that way. Like she literally tells people like, do not go to Lauren for that. Like just stop going to Lauren, don't go to Lauren for that. So I think they handle some of that because that is what the drama is. It's little things that I don't need to be involved in. So yeah, there's that. And I also do think you teach, Gary has said this, you teach people how to treat you. So I don't entertain the drama. If you come to my office and you're an ALC member and you're complaining about something, I'll just say, you're a leader here. Like go fix the problem if you want a solution, or tell me how you want the team here to solve this problem. I'm not here to listen to you just complain. I think that helps when you teach people that, or I always bring the conversation back to their business every time. So if they're coming in to talk about team drama, office drama, why didn't I get my recognition, my awards, this or that? I'll say, well, how's business? What's going on? How many listings did you take today, this week? And they know that if they're coming to speak to me, they're going to have to talk about their business. So if things aren't going so well in their business, they might not come and speak to me. So they're going to stay far away because they don't want to say, oh, I had a terrible week. I lost 2 deals. They don't want to talk about it. So
I would challenge each of you to find that person on your staff that intercepts the drama. Like I had Trisha and/or Debbie.
Yeah.
And if somebody knocked on my door, Trisha was out of her seat saying, Chris is busy doing what he's supposed to be doing. How can I help you?
Yeah, Rebecca. And I think it's hard. Rebecca cares about that. That's my MCA, Rebecca, so much. Like, she gets physically angry if someone, I remember my old office, someone knocked in, was like, there's no paper in the printer. And Rebecca will be like, why would you think you would go to Lauren for paper? We have a DFI, she's there. So again, it's hard. You can't find that. You have to find that person that is bothered by that. So it's been fun.
So Yenner had another question.
Yeah, Yenner, what's up?
Yeah, it's me again. Once you recruited an agent as a newcomer agent, R0, R1, or R2, their journey to your market center, what kind of orientation systems do you use to fully engage that newcomer agent to our model? I mean, in terms of 360, 90 days period during the rest of the year, as the trajectory of an agent who takes which role on which stage at your market center in terms of your assistant, maybe productivity coach, MCA, DFI, MCTT, and so on.
Yeah. So I mean, that's
this is about retention, something I'm asking
exactly. 100%. So that's definitely leveraged out to the team with, I have, again, specific touches where they're handing me lists when I'm supposed to be kind of welcoming them. So I do welcome calls myself, but that gets leveraged. And our director of agent services mainly. So again, our MCA enters them into Winmore. They get put on to a master onboarding spreadsheet, but then they're also getting added into commands. And our director of agent services has smart plans set up. So again, these are emails to go out at certain times. And honestly, I don't even know exactly when and what. That would definitely be a conversation for them, but I know it's happening. And we do a new agent orientation, group orientation, kind of like this size, twice per month. So again, they're getting invited and driven to that orientation 2 times per month. We do a new agent welcome mixer, like a little happy hour, and that gets sponsored by one of our vendors. So again, we want to bring them into the office, and the leadership team will go to that. We'll invite the coaches, we'll invite some of our top teams who might be looking for new agent talent. So we do get that to be very involved. We do trivia on Keller Williams. It's super fun. That's something newer that we've added in that's going over really well. And then my director of agent services has a 30, 60, 90 day checklist that she does. And I see the question here, do I attend these events? Yes, because I'm not involved in any of the other stuff. So the things that I do get involved in are the one-to-many events. That's the best leverage for me to get faced with some people and just walk in and say, how's everything going? How's your onboarding been going? Have you met our coach yet? If they say, I'm just getting started, what about productivity coaching? So we have a couple different coaching programs here. So in the process, if they mention coaching in our initial email or in our initial meeting, let's say it's a newer agent, I'm actually looping in the coach while they're filling out paperwork or in the onboarding process, and they will meet with a coach even before they're officially on board. And then if anyone has not met with a coach for some reason, they do get introduced to a coach in the onboarding process. But we do have people who want to focus on rental transactions here and sales. So that's why we don't just automatically put them in coaching. We essentially let them choose, do they want to do rentals or sales? So yeah. And then the specifics would be handled by my director of agent services, because I don't really know what all that looks like.
And it looks like you had another question that says, what about PC?
Yeah, so what about PC exactly? What do you want to know? Like,
She has just answered. Yeah, thank you.
yeah,
Lauren.
I think I mentioned if they, when they get introduced to PC, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah. What's up?
Lauren, do you have a mentorship program in your office?
So if we have a couple of our ALC members that will take like one-off mentors, unfortunately, we of course do have people that go into coaching and it's either not the right personality match, or typically that person does not like accountability is usually what the real issue is.
Yep.
But again, for retention purposes, again, I do understand that people learn and want to be interacted with in different ways. I have a couple ALC members that will volunteer and they'll take on 3-4 people, like not a big coaching program, but they will take on mentors. And we do have a lot of teams here that are also looking for talent. So again, I think we kind of offer a little bit of everything depending on what they want for their business.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we are at the end of an hour, and I know that Lauren said she might be able to stay a little bit longer, but are there any other questions or ahas that you want to share?
Well, I just want to say I'm really thankful and appreciate doing that for us, Chris and Lauren, and it was really a pleasure to meet everyone today.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for coming. And I'll see you on our regional calls because
Yes,
I've seen you
on
on
Monday.
them. So
Yes.
yeah, so we'll see you there.
He's still waiting to be approved as a team leader, but I'm confident.
I'm sure it'll come. I'm pretty sure I never got approved as a team leader. So here I am today.
Actually, the
now.
funny part is like, I don't know if I shared that with you, Chris, before or not. This is my first time getting be as employee. I have been doing that for my entire life as a business owner, either with myself or my family business.
Mhm.
So this is something new for me.
That's awesome.
Lauren,
Congratulations.
would you mind doing a quick role play on, let's say I was an R2 that was referred to you. Would you mind role playing that?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so ring ring.
Hello,
Hi, is this Joseph?
it is. Max is speaking, please.
Hey, Joseph, this is Lauren Balbuena. I am the team leader over at Keller Williams. I got your information from our agent, Erin, who you just did a deal with. So I'm just reaching out. She said you were so professional, so amazing to deal with. So I'm just reaching out to say thank you and just kind of, I appreciate your professionalism in the transaction.
Oh, you're welcome.
Awesome. I'm always just trying to get some feedback too. How did you find Erin during the deal?
Oh, I thought Erin was absolutely amazing. It was a seamless transaction. So I was thankful that she was as professional as she was.
Awesome. Yeah, Erin's really amazing. She's been here with Keller for like 5 or 6 years now. She's really grown. It's been amazing to see her grow her team and grow her business. Let me ask you, are you seeing any challenges in your business right now? How's things going for you?
I mean, things are going well. I mean, it's real estate, so it's going well.
That's good to hear. Well, listen, I just wanted to introduce myself and, I really would love the chance to get to know you just because of the amazing things that Erin said. Would you be interested in hopping on a Zoom call? I do a lot of business consulting for my top agents. And I'd love to offer you a session. So, the next time I ask how's real estate, it's real estate. Hopefully it's amazing. Are you interested in that?
I mean, possibly, but I'm happy where I'm at though, just so you know. I don't plan on leaving the brokerage that I'm with. But
of course. I mean, most people are happy where they're at. So, I mean, this is purely, I called you, you sound really nice. Again, I'd love to offer you that coaching session. Do you have anyone coaching you where you're at currently?
No, I don't have a coach. No, I don't.
No coach. Well, listen, no. How about you have your first coaching call then on Monday at 2:00 with me?
I mean, I like that. Okay.
All right, so let me interject here real quick. How many of you could be asked to spontaneously do a role play and do that? And if you could, great, love it. See,
Yeah, David.
So keep doing that, keep practicing, and you should be able to fall out of bed and start your scripts. That's how well you know them. Now, I don't advise that for your marriage. Don't be practicing, the 3 o'clock, but you should be able to fall out of bed and do that.
Yeah, and I
Lauren,
think that was like a pretty natural script though too. Like I was literally just having a conversation until
Okay.
I found the things, like again, not having a coach. Then I dug in, and then I could really be myself and kind of crack a joke. How about Monday for your first coaching call? They're not all like that, obviously, but you got to just ask really good questions until you find the thing that you can dig in on, and that's really what it is.
Do you actively still dialogue and script role playing, or it's just at this point
I don't. I'd be interested in doing that if anyone on here wants to be my role play partner, because again, I think it's
you have one. You have one. It's me.
We'll get it on the books. I love it.
Okay. All right. It's me.
Okay,
right.
Perfect. Thanks.
You're welcome. Feelings mutual.
All right. Anything else? 2 ahas and we'll end this, but they got to be good ahas.
So my first aha for with Lauren is learn how to do things from the beginning, not backwards. When she mentioned, like, for the cold call, for example, she said, like, learn it now, and instead of go all the way in the business and you have to go backwards and do that.
Okay. Learn the basics.
Yeah, don't skip over.
Have an aha. Sorry,
Yeah.
I have an aha. We were talking about drama, and you mentioned the health of a tree, and I love that.
I got that from Mark King. That's not a Lauren original. That's from Mark King.
Mark
but
King.
It's a really good analogy on what should you go to the team leader with.
Definitely. That is my biggest aha today. Thank you very much, Lauren.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
And by the way, Lauren, you've now given Mark King credit twice for that. So from now on, you can claim it as your own.
Okay, perfect. I've done enough accreditation. Okay, great. It's mine now.
Any
cool.
other ahas?
And yeah, I can send this recording. So Yenner, I'll get this over to you, and Chris, I'll send this to you if you want to, distribute as well. I'll absolutely do that.
Yeah, if you want the recording, put your email in the box so that Lauren can get it before she turns this off. Put it in your chat box. And as far as Hussein, David, and Barbie are concerned, I'll make sure you get a copy.
Yeah. Lady,
Thank
can you
you.
grab those for me? Thanks.
Yes.
Great. See, leverage, guys. You'll get this recording. Won't be for me, but you'll get it. All right, perfect.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
And
thanks.
congratulations on your great job. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I
Thank you, Chris,
appreciate
as well,
it.
for facilitating
Thank you,
this
guys.
session.
Thanks for coming on. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you
Lauren,
very
are
much.
you going for
Thank
in
you.
April for the mega leadership?
What was that? I'm going to Mega Leadership. Yeah, I'll be
Okay,
there.
great. All right, so we'll see you there then.
Yeah, I'll see you there. Perfect. We should definitely meet up, do a little
Yes.
mastermind there for sure.
Definitely.
Okay, cool.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.
you
Thanks.
so
I'll
much.
stick
Thank you.
around for another minute. Just make sure my lady grabs all these emails. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Lauren. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, of course. Yenner, is
you,
there anything
Lauren.
else we want to connect on, or is the recording going to be enough?
Thank you, Lauren, for inviting me. This is Fredman from Nicaragua.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Doing great. I really enjoy it. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Have a good day.
Thank you. Book me in for the next one.
I will. If we do some more, I'll let you know.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. How's it going, guys?
Perfect.
That was
Yeah. And
Perfect.
anything else you guys want to I know you had a couple things on your, I think we talked about a lot, but is there anything else we missed?
Well, there was
I think-
one question that we had. Sorry, Yenner, I'm sorry.
please
One
go ahead.
question that, thank you. He's a sweetheart.
Anytime.
Yeah, one question that we actually could ask is have you done anything disruptive, like a game changer? Because what we're talking about here in our mastermind is mainly follow-up. We've done 2 masterminds with Yener so far. And at this FR, we're doing the mastermind on follow-up. So I'd like to ask you, what kind of disruptive or game changer ways you've created, or, you know, which systems are you utilizing to actually follow up your candidates after the appointment?
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think I'm a super like disruptive personality. I'm like that kind of like steady, try and provide really amazing service. That's kind of been how I was even as an agent, just in this business. But my OP, my owner, very disruptive.
Really?
So maybe that's where maybe there needs to be that personality somewhere. So he has actually, we've done some pretty big events. He has some connections with a lot of professional athletes. So like we did a really big, they raised like $250,000 to build a school in Westchester, and that was with Mariano Rivera, who's a New York Yankee, like a professional baseball player. So he's done some of that in terms of disruptive things. I mean, I know this sounds boring, but besides that, it's kind of just following the model.
The model and the systems.
Yeah, I think the CAP model here in Manhattan is like very competitive. Though there's no other capping model here. So I think that's key, is like knowing the other brokerages, knowing your competition, knowing what they offer. And you have to figure out where you have to basically put in place where whatever they say they have, you have to be able to provide it. So like for us, I know a lot of competing brokerages, the mega agents pay for them to have admins. They'll say, here's your budget of X amount per year, and we're going to pay for your administrative assistant. So I've incorporated virtual admins, cyberbackers in some of my offers, because again, I'm a business person. I'm looking at the numbers. Our cap is $50,000 here. And if a part-time cyberbacker is going to cost $800 a month, we're looking at, 10 grand. So to pay for that for them. So I might say like, we'll pay for your cyberbacker for your first 2 years, with Keller, until you can learn. And at that point, what I'm banking on is that we're going to do our jobs of getting them into Keller, into the referral network, growing their business. So I do offer incentives like that for year 1 and 2 to be really competitive and a little bit disruptive. So you just have to figure out how you can match what every other company is offering, in your own way where it makes sense. Because obviously we can't throw money away.
So for this, I guess you just need to, know your market, know your competitors very well, and know what other companies are actually offering to those R2s, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we in our group. So we do have, our OP has 6 market centers, and we do a lot of masterminding within the group. Okay, I spoke to this person, they're with EXP or this other company, and we're kind of sharing a lot of that information to try and figure out the values of the other companies, so that we can combat it, so we can make sure we answer that.
Wow. Okay, great. Thank you.
Cool.
I have another question about retention, Lauren.
Okay.
As you mentioned, once the number of agent count rises, the retention problem becomes
A problem.
more and more difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in terms of maintaining or the level of retention at your market center, are there any kind of specific or special modules, like of course command and the other technological interfaces, or any kind of software apps do you specifically use to increase the level of agents retention? I mean, in terms of technological advances, actually, other than command, maybe, just to increase the level of retention. Or let me be more in detail, like in terms of the level of structured systems you've been using so far in your organogram, for example.
I think with retention, so there's a couple different milestones in retention. So like a new agent coming on board, there's the onboarding system is the time for those agents to get engaged. So that is a lot of, you know, emails, events, connecting them with coaches, making sure they're attending training. So we're not really using any technology for that, but that's the system is then. And then, you know, once they've been with the company for a year, we want to make sure, you know, they're getting a personal invite to classes like Bold, to masterminds that I might be leading. So there's no technology. It's really just systematizing the touches that we're using. We do integrate slide dial, which is like voicemail drops. So like I'll record a message that's like, you know, hey, it's Lauren. Just wanted to Lauren, your team leader here at Keller Williams, New York City. Just want to make sure that I'm going to be seeing you at our new agent mixer on Thursday at 5 o'clock. So I actually get a lot of people that text me back like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I missed your call. That was a mass voicemail drop. Like that was a recording that got dropped into their voicemail. So like things like that and mass texting for the really important things that you want agents to attend or be a part of, I think is a big part of retention. And just paying attention to their businesses. I'm looking at my top down, especially my top agents. Are they having good years? Are they having a not great start to the year? And I'm reaching out and saying like, hey, is there anything, you know, you want to mastermind around? You know, do you want to do a one-on-one session? A lot of the agents know to come to me though, like, hey, I need my director of operations is leaving. I need help replacing them. So like, again, they do know to come to me, which if I didn't know that they were going through those struggles, then maybe they would be a retention issue, but they do come to me when they have issues. And I think that's key. So no, the answer, I'm sorry, there's no easy button technology for retention.
Yeah. And you're using your own capabilities in person. Studying just by touching them in person,
touching them and like I said, watching their production. So again, new agents who have come into the business and not done a lot of production, they're likely to leave or go somewhere else. And at the end of the day, when you get so big, you can't like be upset if someone who's done no business is leaving. You know what I mean? They're technically like a zero. But you want to make sure you're retaining just the really promising people, the people that are in culture, you know, are really trying hard. Again, I might recommend teams at that point. A lot of times, maybe we're starting to implement KPAs in our onboarding process where every person coming on board is taking a KPA, and my director of agent services is doing that. And that's to kind of be able to pull up and say, well, it says you're a great fit for a buyer's agent. I know the Nicole Gary team is looking for that. You know, have you thought about a team? So teams are kind of our last ditch effort for retention, I would say.
Lauren, how many teams do you have in your market center?
We have a lot. I mean, probably like 20, maybe more even. We have a lot. We have a couple really big teams and then some smaller teams and partnerships. Yeah.
And all the teams are according to the systems and models of the Millionaire book, right?
Yeah. So like the more established teams, yes, like we have a couple like really great teams that follow the model to the book. And then there's a lot of emerging teams that struggle with the same stuff that we struggle with as team leaders. They can never hire right. They, you know, can't leverage correctly. And that's what I'm working with those people on. But I mean, if you've heard any like the top people within Keller ever like speak, they'll say they did it wrong for years. And then finally, you know, you don't know what clicked, but finally it's, you know, they changed and they followed the model and things got better. So everyone's in their own kind of place in terms of being Kellerized, if that makes sense.
One question just came out to my mind. When recruiting R2s, you know, those people, those agents are so used to not following models and systems. So when they onboard, actually they join KW, sometimes they struggle, right? Yeah. What type of, you know, how do you help them struggle with this and make them actually use the models and systems of KW?
Yeah, I mean, so those people, so an example, last month, a small brokerage, which super small, they're really like a team that came into Keller, but he was his own individual brokerage, Virgin to Keller. I'm meeting with him like every other week to kind of go over stuff. So that's me. I do really try and get people into MAPS coaching, into like Keller coaching, because they're even better than I am at getting them, you know, into the Keller systems. I try and pair people together as well, meaning, again, that person's a small team. He does a lot of rental business. He's looking to get into sales. I'll say like, hey, have you met Alan? Alan was primarily a rental agent 3 years ago. Now he does only sales. Like, you guys should mastermind. And again, Alan is one of our ALC members, so he'll have conversations. I think people always want to speak to people who are doing that next level of business to them. So I'll kind of pair those people together, and, you know, they might from that connection work together a little bit, or just they need to start having relationships in the office. Gary talked recently around like tribes, like making sure everyone kind of has their tribe. So like people in coaching have their coaching group, you know, and they have their person to go to and their crew, and they have coaching. And the people who come in every day and lead generate in the same little lead gen room, they kind of have their tribe. And then there's the luxury agents and the commercial agents. So that's what my focus on this year is, kind of making sure everyone who comes in has their little crew within the market center, so that they don't feel lost and alone, because that's what causes people to leave, is when they're like,
Right.
you know, there's 600 agents, it's crazy here, you know, I feel like I don't have anyone to go to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. That's another aha for me, a tribe. Make sure everyone has their own
talk
tribe.
about that. Yeah, that's a Gary Keller.
That's Gary Keller. All right, noted. Do you get any support according to, I mean, when we're talking about follow-up, do you get any support from your ALC?
For follow-up, I mean,
yeah,
if I need to bring them back into the recruiting process, like, yes, like if I say I'm like really close with this person, you know, I can't get them to sign, they'll come in again for like I said, we'll do a lunch meeting, we'll do something a little more casual off site, and they'll get back involved. And they'll follow up too, because a lot of times the agent will tell them really what the objection is, and they're not going to tell me. So yes, they will like make a phone call. How's it going? I see you haven't joined yet. What's like, they're okay with being like, what's the objection? What's keeping you? And then they can report back to me, and I can maybe do something about it. So.
Okay.
One question from me about Simge's last question. Actually, do you ever need to include MCTT or productivity coach to your process of recruiting, or
100%,
the process of follow-up?
100%. So like recently we had a really top agent from Compass. Again, we had been through multiple meetings with her. She met our regional tech director. So we'll bring in people from the region. She met our OP, like she's a really top agent. And a lot of times they need to kind of like see the process. So I did have like my market center tech trainer laid out, we have kind of like a transition plan. And I was like, let's make sure this is like customized to her. And he met with her and went over the transition plan in terms of like getting the contacts out of her CRM, getting them into command, like how quickly she could be up and running here. So yeah, I'll bring them in for those meetings. I'm pretty tech savvy as well. So like I will pull up command in a recruiting appointment, show them a couple things. And if they want to get really more in depth, I'll either do my market center tech trainer. Our regional tech trainer will do Zoom R2 appointments as well. So I have leverage in that sense for the tech.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Transition plan by the MCTT. Noted.
The tech specific stuff, because a lot of it is like I need to get my business cards, my contacts in, my listings moved over. Like I don't do any of that stuff. So you know what I mean? Like I know what has to happen, but I'm like, no, speak to the person and trust the person that's going to be helping you with it.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's great. Perfect. Oh my God, I have so many notes again.
Oh, awesome. I'll be sure to send this recording over to you guys. And yeah, this was fun. Thanks
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much, really.
Very contributive.
You did talk about a template that you use. Maybe you can share that with us too.
Yes, hold on. Let me do that while I have you quickly. Oh my God, I have like 40 emails in my inbox right now. Let me see here. Oh, why is that not working? That's weird. I'll send it over. The templates like isn't working on that, but I just probably need to refresh my email. But I'll send you my template that books out like kind of the value of Keller Williams in like a blurb. So like my cyberbacker lady who's still on here, like if she has a good conversation with someone and let's say they don't come in for an appointment, they're like, oh, I'm not ready to meet, but can you send me an email with like a little bit more? It has some links in it to like videos on Profit Share and our training calendar. I'll send you that. It works pretty well. I would say at like giving them a little bit of information without like the whole shebang of like
The whole shebang. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
All right. Okay.
cool. All right.
Perfect. Thank you, Lauren. Really, I want to congratulate you again.
Thank you.
My market center at the moment, as of today, is 154.
Okay, that's a good
Oh
sign.
yeah, up and running.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yenna. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm also hoping to reach your numbers one day. Of course, I need to first reach Yenna's numbers.
It will be, don't
but yeah.
worry. I totally believe in you.
Thank you.
You'll do
Thank
it.
you, sweetheart.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you
it's
again
definitely
for
helpful
tonight.
to
Yeah.
have like your like, are you guys under the same like OP, like same ownership?
No,
Oh, you're
no, we're
separate.
totally different market centers.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's good that you guys have each other. I think having
yeah.
other team leaders has been really helpful in my success too. So
Definitely, so much. And our Turkey president, Mr. Emre Erol, he made this new plan that every quarter a new team leader or leaders will be giving the masterminds for that quarter. And me and Yener are the first team leaders to make these masterminds. So yeah, we've done 2 so far. Huh? What?
We are the first volunteers.
Yes.
that's perfect.
So yeah.
All right, cool.
But it's very good to have each other. Yener has been so helpful because it's only been a year and a half for me in Keller Williams. He's been very helpful, especially in these last 3 months. So yeah, it's good to be together with the other team leaders.
Yeah, that's what I like. I have like my sister team leaders and we can, run things by each other. And there's just so much sharing in this company, which is so great. Like you don't have to start from scratch, but you have to figure out what you're going to do and take it and make it your own. And I think that's important.
Definitely. Thank you, Lauren.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Bye guys. Have a good rest of your day. Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, Lauren.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Again.
Bye.
So,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.